always expect a little theatre early on a Sunday. Even though we have a 5-shot leader, I think the script of yesterday is keeping us cautious with Jin Young Ko. 3 under through the opening 5 holes, but then got a little bit shaky.
She did come back down to earth, and it was a round of 71. And when you think about how good she was at the beginning, 65, 69, so she slept on the lead for 3 consecutive nights. Having a chat with Dean Herden and saw her hit golf balls this morning, I said, is she nervous? Not really. And when she won in Korea, she led by 2 shots going into the final round, and she did fend off a challenge from In Ji Chun and Sun Hyung Park. And Sun Hyung Park is the US Open champion and a #1 player in the world, so she can handle pressure.
Now, a lengthy one here for Sun Young Yu for a birdie. Good news is it is uphill. She can be reasonably firm with it.
Half a dozen strokes behind her countrywoman. Indeed, it was the sand off the tee for Hannah Green, and she has to take her medicine there, and still a long way home.
Part of Golf Australia's excellent initiative to unearth the next champion. Yes, she is certainly a champion.
She won the Victorian Open down at 13th Beach, and then narrowly lost to Jie Shin in Canberra last week.
Just a little under 220 metres left for Jin Young. 5 wood in hand, and this is starting right, and I think it's staying right.
Now that's a good spot. That will be fine. I think a smart play to lay back, as we saw the previous group end up in that greenside bunker and had their share of issues.
Work to do coming back to save her par. But now Minjee Lee through the back at 3.
An important up and down here for Minjee. It's difficult once the greens start to get a little bit wet. They don't check as well. Perhaps yesterday that one might have taken a couple of bounces and checked, but with that slick grass, just kept trundling on.
This would be a very adventurous par, and you hope that she makes it, Catherine Kirk, because it's been a spellbinding front line. 5 birdies.
Nerves of steel. What a save at 5 to go out at a 5 under 32. Wow. If she is to be prominent at the back end of the day, she'll remember that save very, very fondly. It started for her on 3.
Well, left it in a good position underneath the hole and read it beautifully, and I love the speed they're going in.
It's amazing to think she's gone out in 32 when she made pars on 1 and 2, the easiest holes on that front 9. Here she is on the 4th. Great drive from Kirk and hitting it into just the right part of the green, working with the contours beautifully. The second birdie of the day.
then at the 5th, short par 4. Another beautiful putt. She is putting lights out.
And when you drain it from here, you know that you're on a hot streak.
Well, one I'd have been extremely happy to get down into with. Centre cut.
A clutch putt on 9. So important to keep the momentum going. That was superb by Kirk, out in 32, currently in second place, 5 behind.
Oh, she's got a lot of support this week. Her husband Tom's here, her parents, her aunts are here as well. Oh, some problems for Hannah.
93, and there's bouncing up, trying to get it all the way back there. This looks great.
What touch. Uphill putt as well for a 4. Aussies are doing well, scrambling at the moment. Can Minjee continue the trend? Oh yes, that wasn't easy whatsoever. So the locals, forget how it looks. The numbers are still okay at the moment.
Plenty of green to work with here for Jin Young, landing it halfway. It should check up.
Oh, another quality play, Ali. Left it in just the right spot underneath the hole. Good birdie chance.
Virgin Choi at the first of the par 3s.
Hole today, 21 metres on and 5 off the left. It's a 7-iron and carried way too far. Very lucky to hold the green.
And the shot of the day was played at the 3rd. No car on offer, as is the case at 14. Mind you, it was snaffled yesterday, but Stephanie Na, not only an Australian player, but a member of these parts, the Adelaide local. Playing with Laura Davies as well. A never forget moment for Steph Na.
Sundays don't get much better than this. That was a fabulous ace from Steph Na, playing with Laura Davies, who's got 84 professional wins, a Hall of Famer.
And there's another one that doesn't check up. It's so narrow there in the front, you feel like you don't want to land it that far short, but you really do need to, as the greens have slicked up here today.
Easy to miss this putt, just on the high side, just because it looks as though it breaks more every single time.
That was a good looking putt, had good holding speed, so that's a plus for Hannah Green.
Giving shots to the field by starting par as 1 and 2 are averaging under. And now we could see the leader make it half a dozen. But before then, Sun Young Yu. For 13 under. The epitome of an imperious start. After 2 holes, she's turned a 4-shot lead into a 6-shot advantage.
Well, and as you said before, Quentin, we can't get ahead of ourselves. She has had a little fumble and a stumble there in the middle of the round before. We shall have to see if we can get any of the other chasers to start to get on a hot streak like Catherine Kirk is on at the moment. Choi now from the back of the green. Just Slightly uphill to start with. Good roll.
What will the year hold for Choi? So close to winning the US Open, and also came tied 13 in the Evian Championship that saw her move up 125 spots on the world rankings to 11.
It's amazing to think she only turned pro in August of last year. Another with a glittering amateur career, Minjee Lee. She's got 3 professional victories on the LPGA. Another win a couple of weeks ago at 13th Beach.
Extremely well judged there out of the rough. Landed on the bottom plateau, skipped it up to the back. An experienced caddy on the bag as well. Jason Gilroyd has been on the tour a long time as well, so.
Waiting for one of them to blink. Both of them with very steely gazes down the third. Sundays are all about body language, aren't they?
They can be. There's Sun Young Yu with a little tester. A couple of little scuff marks between her and the hole.
Ooh, went over one of them.
Did.
She whacks it down now, yep.
Maybe got it back online.
Almost cost me.
Well, the greens with this rain starting to get a little bit softer. Surfaces scuff up a little bit more easily.
Despite the precipitation, so many fans of the game out at Kooyonga this afternoon. The green team have been a little quiet though since the opening tee shot.
Not sure I agree with that, Quentin. They're still pretty rowdy. There's a nice vibe actually in the crowd, and it really is setting the atmosphere up for what's to come. 6-iron in hand for Jin Young. There's a light green tree in the back, just right of the pin. That's a great line here. Really beautiful transition. It's a nice looking swing, heading just out to the right of the pin.
Ooh, settle down. It's going to be a tester for Ko. And as you say, Ali, I mean, what a treat for the spectators and the fans of this group. They'll be cheering on Hannah Green every step of the way, the local flag bearer, but so impressed with watching one of the best in the game, and Jin Young Ko.
Especially the way she's playing at the moment. She's in imperious form, Jin Young, but at the same time, I want to know if they gave themselves the nickname Green Team, because they were referring to themselves in third person on the first green. So a couple of numbers there for you. 6-iron in hand for Hannah, starting left of the pin, drifting. It might need some luck.
Well, they both carry those golf balls way too far, and they're both well over the back of the green with difficult up and downs coming up. So misclubbing for our final group. Have to see who gets up and down.
Urging Choi. This is the most narrow-looking driving hole at Kooyonga, and fast lane beyond the ridge. Off she goes.
Yeah, it might look pretty narrow, but there is plenty of room out there to the right.
After that amazing par save at 9, Catherine Kirk has made the turn.
And 2 nice shots there for that group. Hole today tucked on that right-hand side. It's been a pretty consistent hole location this week for the Women's Australian Open. There's a marker on the tree in the distance. If you can start your ball at that on the right-hand side with a little draw, it'll be ideal. It's a big tee shot there for Sun Young Yu.
Chance for Minjee Lee to move to 7 under. Parred to start, birdied the second, parred the third.
Come on, hit it, Minjee. Well, I've seen her make a lot of putts and a lot of birdies in a row. She is not afraid to go low. She just needs a little bit of a spark. Par putt back on 3 was excellent. We need some more of those for birdies for the West Australian.
Well, no distance is safe at the moment when Catherine Kirk's got the flat stick in hand.
It's pretty ordinary by her standards.
Of today, yes.
Yes.
Pretty safe for her 4 there. So 5 under for the day, Catherine Kirk, and 7 under for the tournament.
Just off the downslope here. Needs to throw it onto the green. This needs to start checking. You can see that the greens and the balls on the greens are starting to react to a little bit of that moisture. Just that little skip through on Hannah's pitch shot there.
Yeah, so true, Alison, and that's a factor that these players, especially in the last few groups, are really going to have to adapt to quickly. Changing conditions, how quickly can you learn what's going on? Now Ko.
Just looking at the first few paces of the green there. And that's going to be well short. Didn't have the best lie, but still a bit of an unforced error.
Yeah, both players just carrying their tee shots too deep into the green to get any kind of check. And it does run away quickly at the back.
Charlie Hull with the chance to move to 6 under and gets it down. Well, yep, you see all manner of golf shots when you follow the fortunes of Charlie Hull. She's gone birdie to finish her outward 9, so 3 under 34, back to 6 under. You just can't help but add 3 to that score and think, wow, if it wasn't for the triple on 17 yesterday, well, she'd be -9. Really pursuing hard, but ifs, buts and maybes.
Well, and we have to add to that a double bogey on the 8th. So there were 5 shots yesterday. She could have been better.
Charlie Hull now joining the front page of our leaderboard. But Jin Young Ko is a long way ahead. Affectionately known as the City of Churches, around the River Torrens, a wonderful sporting precinct. That footbridge is only 5 or 6 years old as the Adelaide Oval was redeveloped for cricket and football. That's of the Indigenous kind here, Australian football, and of course the tennis courts at Memorial Drive close to the city. We're out by the water here.
Yeah, not too far from the beach, maybe a mile and a half or so. Last thing on Jin Young Ko's mind, Ali.
I have to say, despite being for par, it is, again, a very makeable putt, slightly uphill, very subtle break. If anything, I'd imagine a little left to right from her angle.
Yeah, in the end, it was pretty darn straight. So a drop shot for our leader takes her back to 12 under.
We've been focusing in on Catherine Kirk, but playing with her, one of the all-time leading money winners on the LPGA Tour, Christy Kerr.
And one of the all-time great putters on the LPGA Tour. There you go.
Virgin Choi at 4.
It's a very inviting golf hole. I think Green sets up beautifully. If you can judge the right bounce, and she's done it well.
Invitation accepted from last year's leading amateur. What a save. The green team find voice on 3.
Well, they're behind an Aussie instead of an American and a South Korean this year. Sun Young Yu now at the fourth. Just a short iron. Oh, got some good spin on it. Utilised that backstop well. Good chance for Sun Young Yu.
Well, it's YouTube here. Sun Young to So Yeon.
A little slider from left to right here at the fifth for So Yeon Yu, with her honorary Aussie colours on. Oh, that was sublime. Beautifully read. Great touch. Very nice. So Yeon Yu gets to 5 under par with that birdie as we head back to the fourth green. And a green that has been redesigned and resurfaced and angled a little bit more out to the right and make it a little more inviting for players to come in from that right-hand side. Very large green, one of the largest on the golf course. Now Choi for birdie. Oh, what a good aggressive stroke, Quentin.
The runner-up from the US Open might well be the testing material later in the afternoon. 4 from the lead now, Hurjin Choi. Now coming up the fifth, Minjee Lee with a birdie on 2 to pick up 1 stroke so far today. He's parred this hole every day of the tournament so far. Oh, but would be hoping for a birdie after that wonderful approach.
Oh, she can hit some quality shots, generates a lot of club head speed, puts a lot of spin on it. Not afraid to make a bunch of birdies. The scores of the field on the lower part of your screen scrolling through. Angela Stanford from the US had a terrific day, 66. But a good angle to putt from for Sun Young Yu. A couple of top 10s last year, but as Kate mentioned, not been in the winner's circle since her victory at the ANA Inspiration a good handful of years ago. Well, that's an opportunity gone begging there. Disappointing after that beautiful approach.
We've had a sprinkling of rain, a sprinkling of drama, heightening the excitement as we get to the pointy end of the 2018 Australian Open. Emma Talley was second on the leaderboard coming into yesterday. Had a tough day, but she's found some birdies early here today. That was on 4.
Talking of birdies, it was a birdie fest for Catherine Kirk. Got off to a fabulous start. Birdies at 3 and 4, hitting it close on 5. Julie converting that, a 3 on the bounce for Kirk.
And then after an opening birdie at the first, here is major champion and multiple winner on the LPGA and really all over the world. 50 wins for Jie Shin. For Eagle at the second. Oh, just a few inches short there.
This was an absolute beauty. Made it 5 birdies in 6 holes. Just as well the hole was there, Jane, as you said.
Oh, that never looked like it was going anywhere else but in the middle of the cup.
Very much like this putt, and from this player, simply brilliant on the par 5s all week. She is 10 under par, playing the par 5s, Jin Young Ko, and that sent a message to the rest of the field.
And this was Minjee Lee at the second for birdie to get the 6 under par.
And currently the closest player to our leader is 4 shots back. We saw her birdie a moment ago at 4, Hurjin Choi at 2. Par birdie for Hurjin Choi to start today. She's at 8 under for the tournament, which means she is 4 shots behind. And Ariya Jatanagarn, well, she's also got the ability to go really low, a powerful player, and great touch there. to get to 5 under.
Now watch out for the young Thai. Is she too far back though? Perhaps.
You would have to think so. 7 back with the back 9 to play. But that's a great birdie from Minjee Lee.
Just walked that one in, very confidently stroked.
That's 2 under through 5 holes for Lee. Ranked 16th in the world. She wants to break into the top 10. A 3-time winner. We know she can. Tally. Emma Tally. Day she would rather forget yesterday. Oh, but with putts like that, she is very much on track to make an impressive debut here in Australia. Her first Australian Open. But it is Jin Young Ko who has control of this tournament by the scruff of the neck. She is the leader by 4. Great players charging up the leaderboard, including a trio of Australians, Kirk, Minjee Lee and Hannah Green. 5 behind. Can they mount a late charge?